I say begin. So good afternoon. We got started and then I remembered I forgot to do the recording. So please pardon me. So we're going to begin. I already know the English part of what Beatrice is saying. So Beatrice is going to say in French, because this is mainly for French people anyway. She will record and she will say in French what her question is. And meanwhile, I'm going to be typing up some response. Okay? So Beatrice, s'il vous plaît.
Donc, la question que j'aimerais poser concerne les relations entre les parents et les enfants, en m'appuyant sur une phrase d'un gosho de Nichiren, dont je m'excuse de ne pas me souvenir du titre de ce texte. Mais la phrase en français est la suivante: l'enfer est dans le cœur de celui qui méprise son père ou qui ne respecte pas son père et néglige sa mère. Or, on peut constater autour de nous, même dans nos propres familles, que cet irrespect envers les parents et de l'irrespect des parents envers leurs enfants est très courant. Donc, ma question, c'est de savoir comment remédier psychologiquement, en tant qu'être humain, à ces problèmes, à ce manque à ce sentiment qu'on ne peut pas respecter son père parce que ce n'est pas une personne respectable. Donc ma question, c'est de mieux cerner ce problème, de mieux cerner ce sentiment, cette impression, parce que c'est une impression qui s'appuie sur des faits, ce n'est pas simplement subjectif. C'est aussi lié à un comportement qui ne peut qu'inspirer l'irrespect de la part des enfants vis-à-vis de leurs parents, mais aussi que les enfants se comportent de telle façon vis-à-vis des parents que les parents ont du mal à aider l'enfant à mieux comprendre la bonne attitude. Hein, c'est toujours la pensée juste, la parole juste, l'action juste.
So, c'est fini, Deska. I mean, c'est fini.
Oui, oui.
Okay. A little bit of French, a little bit of Japanese there.
Of course, of course.
So, pardon moi. Okay, I'm going to share screen here. I think this will help me express the English, and then Beatrice, you can clean up the French. But the French will be there, and that's sort of a framework. And maybe this will go a little bit faster for everyone, so that we can cover this very difficult subject. So,
Donc,
is that okay with everybody if I do this way?
Oui, donc il propose de bien sûr d'abord s'exprimer en anglais et ensuite je ferai la traduction, mais Angelo peut m'aider aussi, même si.
C'est bien, c'est bien, n'est-ce pas?
Ah, très bien.
Ok.
Okay. Yeah. It's okay.
Nutritious. Trish. I can't spell it. I don't know. What do you think? Qu'est-ce que c'est penser? How you say? What do you think?
Qu'est-ce que vous pensez?
Qu'est-ce que nous pensons? Oui, on va mentir. We will lie.
Okay. So yeah.
I will lie. I will say, oh, thank you very much. Je mentirais. Je ne dirais pas que c'est un énorme repas, bien sûr.
Yes. Donc vous pourrez féliciter.
Féliciter peut-être pas. To praise, maybe not, but to thank.
Okay. So you might thank the person.
Remercier.
Oui. Yeah.
Yes.
No,
So,
I don't think so.
depending upon which course of action you choose, you will either receive the NOURSH. N'est-ce pas? So in my life, one moment. So, okay. that make sense? Comprenez-vous?
Moment, please.
I can't, can you see everything?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So what do you think?
Please, could you?
Oh, put it back? Sure. Yeah, and maybe you could read it. Let me go back again. I'm sorry. Pardon-moi. Okay, so let me, so how about you read from the beginning, someone, and en français, because this is being recorded, and maybe whoever's watching the video can't read the text, so maybe you can read it. Anyone?
Cette question que... Vous m'entendez?
Oui.
Cette question que vous proposez est très compliquée, également importante, surtout du point de vue du bouddhisme et de l'importance que nous accordons à la gratitude. Il n'est pas toujours facile de ressentir de la sympathie pour ses parents, pour les parents ou pour qui que ce soit, lorsque nous estimons qu'ils nous ont maltraités ou lorsque nous pensons qu'ils n'ont pas agi avec compassion. Comment pouvons-nous engendrer de la compassion et de la gratitude lorsque l'autre personne n'a aucun respect ou n'est pas de nature à nous respecter? Permettez-moi de vous donner un exemple qui me vient à l'esprit. Je ne l'ai pas préparé à cette question. Non, je ne parle donc que d'idées immédiates et non pas d'idées bien planifiées. Disons que vous avez été servi, on vous a servi un repas, le repas est nutritif, mais il a un goût terrible. Qu'est-ce qu'on fait? Que disons-nous à notre hôte qui a fait de gros efforts pour nous fournir ce repas si savoureux? Point d'interrogation. Donc, vous pourriez remercier la personne pour le repas, même si vous ne le pensez pas vraiment. Point d'interrogation. Refuseriez-vous de le manger? Certains pourraient. Voulez-vous vous plaindre et se fâcher? Certains pourraient le faire. Selon le plan d'action que vous choisissez, vous recevrez ou non le repas du repas, n'est-ce pas? Point d'interrogation. Ainsi, dans ma vie, j'ai traversé un profond ressentiment, voire une certaine haine envers mes parents. Pendant longtemps, j'ai continué à leur permettre de me maltraiter, même s'ils étaient morts. J'ai donc laissé des abus continuer, même quand ils ne m'abusaient plus. Cet état d'esprit m'a également fait rater des actes d'amour et de compassion qu'ils m'avaient offerts vers la fin de leur vie. Alors, quand ils voulaient m'aimer en tant que parent, j'étais enfant incapable de recevoir leur amour. Plus tard, au fur et à mesure que ma vie évoluait, même en cours de développement, j'apprenais à voir à quel point même leurs mauvaises actions m'offraient de nombreuses actions d'apprendre les raisons. Je regarde ma vie et je peux maintenant voir dans tant de leçons que j'ai apprises à cause de mes mauvais parents.
Oui, ça y est. Myosho?
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Sorry, I had stuff going on the computer screen here, trying to figure out which button to push. Okay. What do you think? What do you think? Avez pensé. Qu'est-ce que something?
I would say that our thoughts, our mind, can be so blind that we don't see the good things. We are just focusing on the bad, on the bad things, on the bad aspect. Because the bad aspect is so hard and so strong that we are no more capable to see the right things. I understand, but how to nurture the good thing, the good vision? Yes, I know. We practice, we chant, in order to purify our mind and our thoughts and our art.
So yes, it's very difficult. Which is better, for me to type this or for me to speak it? Which is better for you all? En français. Say, please share that in French, Beatrice.
Alors donc j'expliquais que je comprenais, que je crois avoir bien compris ce que Myosho voulait nous expliquer, à savoir que nous sommes construits de telle façon, nous sommes faits de telle façon que nous avons du mal à voir ce qui est bien. Quand il y a eu des choses extrêmement négatives dans notre vie, on est tellement happé par le négatif que nous ne sommes plus capables de voir le positif. Et donc la question c'est de savoir comment, bien sûr on pratique, on sait qu'en pratiquant on purifie son esprit, on purifie son cœur, mais néanmoins comment rectifier cette pensée tout en restant vigilant par rapport à des attitudes qui ne sont pas correctes. Comment nous aider et comment aider les autres. Aider les personnes qui justement ont cette attitude répréhensible, entre guillemets, selon nous, mais aussi selon le bon sens. I'm sorry, I said a little more than I said to you.
That's okay.
Yes.
So which way is better? Which way should I answer? By typing or by speaking? Which is better?
Est-ce que vous pensez il vaut mieux écrire ou il vaut mieux parler?
J'ai une question, si tu veux bien la traduire, Béatrice.
Oui.
Doit-on forcément souffrir pour comprendre et accepter la part obscure de sa propre famille?
Is it necessary to suffer to understand the dark side of our own family? So I understood that is suffering necessary to understand what is happening?
Well, so we got Beatrice's question, we got Hosein's question. Angelo, do you have any questions?
No, I don't. The question is, when you are a child, you don't have an adult mind, so you just suffer from this.
Right.
Then when you grow up, maybe you can, but it depends on the parents and not always from the children. The children cannot judge in that moment. They feel it on them.
Right.
Don't judge.
Yes.
That's my opinion.
En français, s'il vous plaît.
Bien, je dis que ça dépend des parents, pas des enfants, parce que les enfants, ils souffrent pour ça qu'ils passent, mais ils n'ont pas l'élément d'un adulte. Ils ne peuvent pas juger, ils souffrent pour ça qu'ils passent. Ils ne font pas de jugement. C'est ça que je dis.
So
Yeah.
I'm sorry. One moment while I copy this, because I'm going to erase what I just typed, and I'll send it to you all by email. But give me a moment. One moment, please.
Yeah.
Have to get things working here. Okay, and then okay, and erase this. All right. So let me see if I can think. So we've got agency. Oh, first, let me say that when we read Gosho or other writings that say we should respect PECT and have gratitude. Let us not oversimplify. Okay.
That's it.
All right. So this is okay. Comprendez-vous?
Yeah.
Okay. That, I think that's very important for us to keep in mind, to remember that the advice is general. Okay. So question number, let me see if I can remember. Let me do Angela's first. Okay. So agency.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Mhm.
Environment. Child.
Tougher.
So okay, oops. Okay.
Yeah.
As we grow older, Comprenez-vous?
Oui, bien sûr.
So,
Yes, indeed.
this is
Yeah.
okay. So, our okay. So that's a little over 1,000 words. So I'm going to scroll up the French, and someone, how about let's see, how about Angelo? Please read for us the French.
Oh, my French is not so good, my
Better
French.
than
Okay.
mine. It's better than mine.
Okay, well,
Try.
tout d'abord, bien, bien, je commence. Tout d'abord, disons que lorsque nous lisons gauche ou d'autres écrits, selon lesquels nous devrions respecter et remercier nos parents, ils ne font pas trop simplifier la chose. C'est une question très délicate. Personne ne devrait se sentir mauvais ou mauvais bouddhiste simplement parce qu'il est en colère contre ses parents. Il n'est pas facile de pardonner les blessures que nous avons subies alors que tout ce que nous voulions dans la vie était d'être aimés. Ce n'est pas un sujet simple. Et parfois, lorsque nous lisons des conseils ou des conseils, ils ne font pas oublier que dans de nombreux cas, il s'agit de l'idéal et non du conseil unique à donner à une seule personne dans des circonstances uniques. Ayant le pouvoir d'affecter les changements ou le contrôle de sa vie, ou de contrôler sa vie, son environnement, ses circonstances et autres, en tant qu'enfant, nous avons très peu de contrôle, nous n'avons pas d'agent. Nous sommes donc parfois impuissants face à ce qui nous arrive. En vieillissant, nous commençons à avoir plus d'agence. Le défi est que faisons-nous avec cette agence? Est-ce que nous agissons de manière néfaste pour nous-mêmes? Agissons-nous de manière néfaste pour la société? est-ce que nous perpétuons les torts que nous avons connus? C'est pourquoi je crois que le bouddhisme est si essentiel pour contribuer à apporter la paix à la société. Le bouddhisme nous enseigne des 10 mondes, Dichinen Sanzen, des 10 mondes Dichinen Sanzen. Souvent, nous pensons aux 10 worlds que du point de vue de notre situation actuelle. Mais il existe des mondes dans notre passé. Et la façon dont nous percevons notre passé aujourd'hui dépend des 10 mondes dans lesquels nous vivons actuellement. C'est très compliqué. Cela nous explique la raison pour laquelle nous récitons les Nyo-Z 3 fois. Notre état d'esprit aujourd'hui influe sur l'événement du passé, même s'ils sont déjà produits. Nous ne pensons pas souvent de cette façon, n'est-ce pas? Merci.
Comprenez-vous? Okay, so let me get all this so that, oops, no. Oh, I hit the wrong key. Oh, no. Don't. I'm sorry. I hit the wrong button and I think it's going to close. Yes. Oh, shucks. I'm sorry. Let me try and restart Google and see if it probably, I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry. Let me see what happens. Probably erase. So anyway. Comprenez-vous?
Oui. Yes.
Yes. So think about, do this for a moment. Think about something in your past. Okay? It could be good or bad. It doesn't matter. Anything. Now, is it possible? Can you think about that thing from anger or hell? And then think about that thing from Buddha. And is there, this is an experiment. So is there a change within you? Beatrice, translate, s'il vous plaît. You're muted. I'll unmute you. I think. No, you're still muted. I can't unmute you.
On t'entend pas, Béatrice.
Microphone, micro.
Yes, sorry.
That's okay.
Donc, un petit exercice auquel nous conduit Yusho, de penser à un événement passé de notre vie. Qu'est-ce que nous éprouvons de l'état, de voir cet événement à partir de l'état d'enfer, et ensuite de voir cet événement à partir du point de vue du Bouddha.
You know, if I look for something bad, I can usually find it. You know, if I look at someone and I want to find a fault, I want to complain about someone, it's easy to do, n'est-ce pas? Beatrice.
Donc, effectivement, si on cherche quelque chose qui n'est pas bon, qui est mauvais, qui est négatif, c'est facile de trouver quelque chose. C'est facile de se plaindre de ce qui n'est pas bon, de ce qui est mauvais.
Because we are Buddhists and we understand Ichinen Sanzen, we know that when we do that, we're really doing it from the realm of animality.
Le fait que nous soyons bouddhistes, nous connaissons l'existence du Ichinen Sanzen, et donc I'm not sure I understood you. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Because we are Buddhist, so we know about Ichinen Sanzen, and then you spoke about animality. So,
okay, we know about Buddhism and we know Ichinen Sanzen. Hopefully everybody knows that. Yes, n'est-ce pas? Okay. Parfaitement. So now, when we look at someone, when we see someone, anybody, walking down the street or in the grocery store or at Burger King, y'all don't have Burger King, y'all have Burger King, but you don't go there. Starbucks, okay? We can look at someone and we can always, even if we do not know that person, we can find something bad about them. We can find a fault with them, can't we, n'est-ce pas? Ok, Beatrice, comprenez-vous? Okay. En français, s'il vous plaît.
Donc, du fait que nous soyons bouddhistes, a priori, nous connaissons tous la théorie d'Inchinen Sanzen, et que nous connaissions quelqu'un ou que nous ne connaissions pas quelqu'un, les personnes que nous croisons dans la rue, c'est toujours facile de critiquer une personne, de trouver une erreur chez la personne que nous croisons, même si nous ne la connaissons pas. On va penser par exemple elle n'est pas élégante, ou elle boit en faisant du bruit, on est dans un café. Bref, et c'est toujours facile de critiquer quelqu'un.
Okay?
Yeah.
When we do that, when we do that, we're actually in the realm of animality.
Donc, le fait d'agir ainsi, d'être dans cet état d'esprit, de critiquer quelqu'un, quelle que soit la personne, en fait, à ce moment-là, nous sommes dans l'état monde d'animalité, de l'animalité.
We may feel perfectly well. We may think we're happy, but we're in the realm of animality.
Sorry.
Okay. So we may be, we may be okay. We may be happy in that moment. We may be at peace in that moment. But when we're judging someone, even if we feel good, that's still animality.
Oui, en fait, bien que au moment où nous voyons quelqu'un, que nous critiquons cette personne, nous puissions nous sentir bien, heureux de vivre, calme, serein, on est en bonne santé, quel que soit l'état de vie, enfin, l'état de confort mental et physique dans lequel nous sommes, le fait de juger quelqu'un, de dénigrer quelqu'un mentalement, c'est le règne de l'animalité.
Okay. So imagine now something terrible that happened in your life, or some terrible person in your life, and you make a judgment about them or that action. You're still in animality.
Tu peux m'aider, Angelo? Le fait imaginons maintenant qu'il y a un acte terrible qui se produise, et après j'ai perdu le fil. I'm sorry.
On a rencontré une mauvaise personne et on n'a pas la. Comment te sens-tu et tu n'es pas plus heureuse, c'est-à-dire. Si tu rencontres une mauvaise personne ou tu passes un acte mauvais, qu'est-ce que tu fais? Tu n'es pas ravi comme avant.
Ah oui, d'accord, je comprends mieux. Donc, autrement dit, Ryusho a d'abord utilisé la comparaison de quelqu'un qui effectivement critique quelqu'un d'autre, mais c'est quelqu'un qui est dans le bonheur temporaire, physiquement, intellectuellement, psychologiquement, mais en fait, le fait de critiquer, il est dans le monde de l'animalité. Imaginons maintenant que cette même personne soit le témoin d'un acte épouvantable commis par une personne épouvantable, et en fait, cette personne qui observe cette horrible personne et cet acte épouvantable, elle est toujours dans le monde de l'animalité, c'est ça?
Ah oui.
C'est toujours. Autrement dit, quel que soit l'état d'esprit dans lequel on est, le fait de critiquer quelqu'un, enfin disons de rechercher les défauts de quelqu'un, plus exactement, fait qu'on est dans le monde de l'animalité. Qu'on soit face à une personne qui commette un acte épouvantable ou que l'on soit face à quelqu'un qui simplement, c'est des pacotilles, ce sont des broutilles. C'est bien ça, Angelo, j'ai bien compris?
OK. OK?
Oui,
OK. C'est bien? Okay.
c'est bien.
All right. So it's very complicated, n'est-ce pas? Très compliqué, n'est-ce pas? Très difficile, n'est-ce pas?
Oui.
But here's a place where we can find. So when you're young time, you cannot engage in these kinds of complicated thinking processes. Beatrice.
Donc en fait, quand on est jeune, quand on est un enfant, on n'a pas cette capacité de recul. On peut pas, on n'a pas cette capacité d'analyse et d'observation plus fine. Là, on parlait de personnes adultes.
Okay. Now, people who have not, well, I won't say people who have not, but as a person grows older, so cancel what I said. Don't worry about translating it. We'll start fresh. Okay. So people, as they age, can do so in any number of ways. It can be mature or immature, en français. Beatrice.
Et quand les personnes deviennent grandes, ils peuvent être grands, matures ou immatures.
Ah, merci beaucoup.
De rien.
Okay. So let us just say, just for simplification, okay, that the mature way would be to understand Buddhism, okay, and the immature way, let's not use mature. So the skillful way, we learn Buddhism. The unskillful way would be to not understand Buddhism, the truths in Buddhism. Okay, translate, s'il vous plaît. Traduction.
Donc, on parle maintenant d'une personne mature et d'une autre immature qui sont adultes et que la personne mature va chercher à comprendre ce qu'enseigne le bouddhisme. Elle va rechercher les éléments qui vont lui permettre de dépasser cet état d'esprit, de critique, etc. Alors que la personne, l'attitude immature, justement, va empêcher cette personne de rechercher à élargir son état d'esprit.
This is a short thing.
Angelo, c'est ça l'idée.
It's okay. It's okay. I just want to ask your permission. So I want to ask your permission. We are close to our ending time, our end time. We are close, fini. But I am willing to stay on, but it is up to you. Do you wish to continue?
Donc, le temps de la réunion se termine. Donc, il est possible de rester en ligne, mais ça dépend de nous.
For me, I must go in 2 minutes.
Okay, okay. Just go ahead. Feel free to leave. Let us do Odaiboku Sancho right now. And then, Hossein, when you're ready to leave, you can just leave. I would say it's probably about maybe 15, 20 minutes, depending upon how long the translation takes. So, anyway, okay. So let us chant Odaiboku Sancho together. Namu Myo Renge Kyo. Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. Osine, merci beaucoup, à bientôt.
Merci, Kancho Sonin. Merci, Béatrice. Merci, ciao, Angelo.
Ciao.
Ciao a
So
tutti.
Sunday, Sunday,
Aussi.
n'est-ce pas? Sunday, Sunday, bien, c'est bien, Sunday?
Dimanche, oui, c'est
At what time, please?
Our regular time, 10 a.m. 10 a.m. New York time, whatever time, Paris. It's on the calendar. It's on the calendar.
Okay, it's on the calendar. Okay.
Everything's on the calendar. Okay, all right. So skillful understands Buddhist principles. Unskillful may not understand Buddhism. Now, that's an oversimplification because I should say that many people who know nothing about Buddhism understand the truths of Buddhism. Okay? So we do not have a monopoly on truth. Okay? So you all both understand English, okay? Right? Angelo? Hello?
Yeah.
You understand English pretty well,
Yes,
right?
yes, so we can speak English.
Okay. And Beatrice, you understand. So, all right. So we do not have a monopoly on truth. However, what Buddhism can provide is the truth that is universally beneficial. In other words, the truth that Buddhism provides is beneficial to everyone because it is a universal truth. Other truths outside of Buddhism may not be beneficial to everyone. So I'm oversimplifying when I say skillful understands Buddhism and unskillful does not understand Buddhism. It's oversimplification. But we're going to use it to make abbreviated, okay? I'm doing this for the benefit of whoever's watching the video. And whoever watches from now, we're sorry we don't have a French translation, but we're in a time thing here, so, okay. So as we grow older, we gain more power over more agency, as we say, more agency over our environment and over ourselves. We can make choices. Skillful choices would be to try to understand and develop compassion and make sense of it all, to try and figure out what was going on. What was I feeling? How is that affecting me today? What baggage am I carrying from the past? Unskillful is to not even think about all that, but just to have hatred, anger, all of these things, and to act out, either harmful to ourselves, harmful to society, do things like kill other people, do things like young people, they cut themselves, do drugs. Some people, I don't know, maybe in France it doesn't happen, but here in the United States, we hear stories of children killing their parents, So Buddhism teaches us that there was 10 worlds in the past, and we didn't have any power over it. We didn't know what to do. And so maybe we lived in hell for 10, 13 years, or 18 years, or 20 years. Maybe we lived in constant anger. Maybe we lived deeply enmeshed in a world of animality, protecting a mother from an abusive father, protecting a child from being sexually molested, maybe even participating in sexual misconduct. These are all complicated things. And today we can't change the past. That we know. That's sort of a universal truth, whether you believe in Buddhism or not, except for Back to the Future there from the doctor, Don Angelo, Back to the Future doctor. You can go back and change it. But we know in real life, we cannot change the past. But we have agency. We have the ability.
Agency, you mean skillfulness?
Agency is control, power, ability.
Control power. Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know, we have the ability. We control our life now to a certain degree. We can say no sometimes. When we're children, we cannot say no. So when we're a child, we have no agency. We can't control our environment. We can't necessarily control the things that are happening to us. As we get older, we gain more and more agency. And today, when we have, let's say, maximum agency, what does that give us? It gives us the power to look back on the past from a different perspective. It doesn't erase it. It doesn't change the hurt. It doesn't change the pain. It doesn't erase those things. But we have the agency, we have the power, we have the ability to choose how we will live into the future with that past. Okay? So today, I have the agency to look back my life with my parents and the abuse and the struggle and see, you know, without making excuses for them, I can see, I turned out pretty good. You know, at least I'm not too much of an asshole. I'm not too much of a bad person. Maybe a little bit of a bad person. You know? So where did I learn that? Well, I learned that from my parents, even though that's not what they were teaching me. Now, not everybody can do that. But when we begin to look back on our past from the realm of bodhisattva, it begins to open doors. It doesn't make excuses for the hurt. It doesn't make excuses for the poor judgments of our parents. We're not in that business. We're not in the business of judging our parents, actually. When we're judging our parents, we're back down in the world of animality. Animality is just pain and suffering. It's just piling more suffering on ourselves. And this is what most people do. They look back on the past and they hate their parents. Our parents are terrible. Our parents are evil. And I did that for a long time. But that's animality. There'll never be happiness in animality. There's never going to be happiness. But when we can look back from the realm of learning, meditation, bodhisattva, and see, okay, what did I learn? What good things did I pick up? What bad things did I pick up? What bad actions do I carry forward from those experiences? What good things have I brought forward from those experiences? They may not be what my parents did, but they're how I processed what they did to me. So I have a choice what I'm going to bring into the present. I will never find happiness by choosing to live in animality and anger and hatred. Yeah, I'm not making excuses for the bloody beatings. I'm not making excuses for the verbal and psychological abuse. I'm not even saying, you know, they're there, they're real, they happened. But what's the most important thing that came out of that? Do I want to stay back there, 5-year-old, 8-year-old, being beaten, you know, being psychologically abused. Do I want to stay there? I don't. I'd rather live someplace else. Well, who has control over that? My parents are dead. They can't change it. Who has power? Who has agency? I do. I'm the one who has agency. I'm in control of this. I'm in charge. It's up to me. You know, I learned an awful lot. I developed skills. I developed compassion. I didn't realize I was doing that. I developed a strong sense of empathy. I felt sorry for other people. Not everybody learns those lessons. And sometimes what we need to do is help them move away from pain. Now, I'm an introverted kind of person. I'm an inward-looking kind of person. I do a lot of self-examination, self-reflection. That was a survival skill. When all this stuff was going on, I had to just sort of check out. I just had to sort of bye-bye in my mind and not think about it. Now, that was my survival skill. Everybody has a different way. Maybe some people have other ways. But in Buddhism, we find a universal truth that as long as we remain in held today from the past, that past continues to control us. We give up our agency when we allow the past to control us. When we allow ourselves to remain in hell, suffering those things over and over and over and over again. So like Groundhog Day. Did y'all ever, is Groundhog Day translated into French? You know, with, what's that guy? He kept reliving day after day after day.
Groundhog Day, did you say?
Groundhog Day. In English, the title of the film was Groundhog Day.
Ah, oui, je pense que c'est peut-être le jour le plus long. Wasn't it D-Day?
No, not D-Day, Groundhog Day.
Groundhog, hot or dog?
Groundhog Day, yeah. It's an American thing. But it was about this guy who wakes up every morning at the same time and has to relive the day over and over and over again. So anyway, all right. Angela, are you familiar with the film?
What's it?
Groundhog Day.
No.
Okay, well, forget it.
Next time.
The point is, do we choose to live over and over and over that pain and suffering, that hatred? Or do we choose to move out of there and go someplace else and find happiness? This is what Buddhism is about. How do we apply these truths that were taught in the Lotus Sutra? How do we do that and find enlightenment? It's there. It doesn't mean ignoring or giving up the past. The past is a very valuable thing, but it does mean moving away from it. Looking at what we learned. What can we relearn? What truth have we failed to see? What have we ignored? Because we've been busy hating.
We can, busy hating?
We've been busy hating. We've occupied our life with hatred. And so we have failed to learn. We've failed to grow. We've remained where we were, whether it was a 5-year-old or 10-year-old. And many people I see with drug addictions, that's where they are. They're stuck. 13, 15. They're stuck with the abusive parent. Even though they're now 22 or 23 and they're living in a hovel someplace. They're living outside of their parents, but they're still living in their mind with that situation. Many people who suffer psychological problems have been unable to extract themselves from these pains and hurts. They carry them as if they're alive today. And yet the people who inflicted the pain is maybe dead or no longer in their life. So it's not, again, let me stress, this is not to deny the pain and suffering. This is not to deny the hatred. This is not to pretend those things did not happen. But it is to extract ourselves from the realm of hell and animality that is so prevalent in many people as they live with those past pains. And helping us, teaching others how we can hold that truth. Okay, set that truth over here. That happened. It's real. It happened. It's not happening now. Hold it over here. Let's see, get this right. So we're holding it over here. Hold it over here. There we go. We're holding it over here. And then today we're going to look at it. I'm going to say, okay, that happened. But that's not me now. What do I want to be now? What can I be now? What did I learn? Who am I now? First thing, who am I now? Who are you now? Who are you? What did you learn from those things? You know, I mean, you all know if you've read my books, I won't say they're the most terrible things that have happened to anybody, but they were terrible to me. They hurt like hell. They happened. I'm not erasing them. I wish they had not happened. I would have rather not had those things happen, but they did. And they're over here. They're over here. Yeah, over here. And I can look at them today. I can look at them and I can say, I'm me. I know who I am. That's not in control anymore. That doesn't have agency. I have agency. Okay, does that answer your question? We're about 15 minutes over time. Does that help? Beatrice, does that help?
Yes, yes.
It's
yes.
a lot to think about, n'est-ce pas?
Yes, I would say the first aspect of the answer. The other aspect is the other person. How can I? But we could continue on another time because now it's late.
First off, let me just say.
I would say that okay, I understand what you said about my own history.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to touch the other person, in order her to understand or to have the same way, to develop a skillness.
So we can never make someone do something.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
May I share a little experience? Sorry, may I share with you a little experience?
Please. It's okay
Yes.
with Beatrice, okay? Yes, okay.
It's okay. Beatrice knows that the mother of my daughter went away and betrayed me 10 years ago. Okay, so I lived very bad and always with this idea, never let people come beside me. So by the end, I escaped. I went to Peru. Okay, I cannot not still listen the voice of this person. I went there and I went helping people without asking nothing in return. So they say, why you help me? I don't know, it's let you help. So briefly, I met the chief of the indigenous community and we made books. We made a film now. I'm going to edit a film about a wise man in the third millennium. And so what happened? He told me, you taught me to fish and didn't give me the fish. And this is from Jehovah Church now. Okay. Anyhow, I told him I'm Buddhist, etc. We were like two brothers. When I was there in Peru, in return, I saw a picture of my daughter. In this picture, I saw something very bad on my daughter. And I rushed from Peru to here because I feel my daughter wasn't eating too much. I felt she was near the anorexia. But her mother said, that's okay. I didn't care about her mother, what she was thinking. I went like a father. And when I went to the family, I was not hungry to talk with the mother. I say, I need you sign for my passport because we have a minor people and a minor daughter. Ah, yes, okay. She started talking. For the first time, she never screamed. I let she talk. Then I say, have you seen that our daughter is a little bit skinny? And she said, yes, so that, okay. I never reply back. And then, as always, I replied. This time, I need a reply. So I say, it's okay. Ah, well, okay, no problem. And she say me, oh, you can stay here, eat with us at lunchtime because she's coming from the school. Oh, okay, well, I sit down. She bring pasta, no, ravioli, something like this. And she filled the dish on my daughter. And then she supposed my daughter didn't eat. And I was seated beside my daughter. So my daughter eat almost all the food in the dish. Then she said me, do you want a little more? Yeah, no, better you give a little more to you, to serve you, and give it to my daughter. She filled the second time the plate of the dish of my daughter, and my daughter finished it too. Then she looked at me, and I say, okay, people get health from seaside, from sea air, from mountain air, but also from dead air. And from that air. And so she started laughing, and she understand that this is important for us to not judge always, because by the end I understand that if I give up to reply back every time, and I could have a better life, and maybe between commas, I complained. I didn't a day before, so I lost the chance in these 10 years to make a new family. So as you told me, the problem is don't let the abuse, the past abuse of us anymore. That's right.
Yes, welcome, Juan. So we're almost finished for the day. But I just want to leave with one thought, that we cannot change anybody. We can only change ourselves. Now, if we see someone suffering, it's first important to make sure that they are suffering. You know, it might be just your opinion of them. And you know, we can do this in simple ways. We can just say, are you okay? Are you okay? How are you today? Just leave it at that. If they share with us, you know, I'm having this difficulty. I really hate my parents, or whatever it is. Then it's important, first off, to assess how severe the problem is. Because just because we are Buddhist does not mean we are qualified psychologists or psychotherapists.
That's it.
And that's important. We cannot solve other people's problems. We are not qualified. We're qualified to teach them to the best of our abilities about Buddhism. We're qualified to share our own life with them. But please understand, and this is important, just because your experience, just because you lived an experience does not mean that it is the same as another person's experience. They may not see the same thing in your life that you see in their life. I'll go slowly here. This is very important. We can invite people to Buddhism, and we can share our teaching and our truth, but we cannot impose it on anybody. Buddhism is about allowing the other person to grow and to understand their own life. So the most important thing is to continue to be their friend, non-judgmentally, without judgment. You know, when I've worked with people with addictions, and one of the big things that people with addictions experience is judgment. Everybody hates them. Everybody thinks they're bad people. They're not bad people. They just have an illness. Is a person with cancer a bad person? You know, is a person bad because they have heart disease? You know, so a person has an addiction, they have an illness. We don't understand that illness because for many, many years, we've been treating it as a moral problem that they're a bad person. So anyway, enough of that. Don't get me started down there. So be that person's friend. Just be their kind, compassionate friend. Listen to them. And if appropriate, encourage them to seek professional help. We are not therapists. We can't solve everybody's problems, but we can create a space for healing to begin. You can share your example. You can always share my example. You have my permission. It may not be helpful though. It may not be helpful to that other person. So always remember that your best advice may be worthless. Your best advice may be harmful. That's a difficult thing to do, to not give advice. You know, as a chaplain, I've learned the best thing to do is to not give advice. Let the person find their own truth. Because when they find their own truth, they will believe it. They will grasp onto it like this. But if you're trying to force the truth on them, they're going to go, wait, stay away, stay away. Okay? We know this. Children, you all have raised children. You know, if you try to force them to do something, do. But if you put sugar on it and you kind of, you know, okay. So enough of that. We are almost a half hour over time. And I want to respect your time. Joan, I want to thank you for being here. I'm sorry we're at the end of the discussion. I am recording it so you can watch it on video on YouTube at some point soon. Okay?
Thank you.
I'll give everybody 1 minute, 2 minutes max. Final thoughts. Joan, you go first. 2 minutes.
Well, I'm waiting to know what we're going to do on Sunday because I have not yet the time for the ceremony. And I'm very happy to see everybody there. Well, everybody. I met this gentleman, hey, oh. And it's always interesting to hear you, you know. Well, about forcing, sometimes we think that to help the person, you know, we try to force them because we think it's good for them, like we force a child to make something because we think it doesn't know. This is a human reflex somewhere, you know, but we are completely wrong. It's true, yeah.
Okay. Merci beaucoup. Angelo, 2 minutes.
Yes, and just one second is enough. I still thank you very much for this new point of seeing the things. and to remember, to remind us that we are Buddhists, we have to put in act the 10 words in each and Sans and two. So in a way we can change our word in a second. So that's okay. Thank you very much,
Merci
Sensei.
beaucoup. Yes, merci. Beatrice, 2 minutes. Maximum.
I'm reading a book now about trees. It's called The Secret Life of the Trees. And the author is a German scientist. And he speaks that to have a forest, the trees have to help themselves. And not only between the same kind of trees, but as well with other trees. So and then they can hate another tree or they can love another tree. But if the trees don't help themselves, the forest is more weak, and the tree can die. So I think it's the same in society and in the Sangha. We have to know how to help
Each other.
oneself and each other.
Merci beaucoup. Okay,
Thank you.
so let us close by chanting O Daimok 3 times together. And I look forward to seeing everybody on Sunday. And we'll have a great Oishiki service. So
Thank you.
let us chant O Daimok 3 times together. Everybody, big voice. How do you say in Japanese, in French? Japanese, motto oki. So French, how do you say big voice?
Parlez haut, parlez haut. Louder.
Huh?
To speak loud, parlez fort, parlez fort.
Parlez fort, parlez fort,
Comme,
parlez
yeah.
fort.
Voilà.
Grand parlez fort. Okay. Namu myo renge kyo. Namu myo renge kyo. Namu myo Everybody, thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much.
À bientôt. Au revoir. So till Sunday. Till Sunday.
Merci beaucoup.
Bye bye.